Well, a local nonprofit is celebrating the expansion of its West Omaha facility.
It's hoping to serve the growing community better in times of crisis. First Alert 6's Ron Johnson joins us now live with the details. Ron, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Dave. Good morning, Cerise. This has been a project years in the making for Heartland Hope Mission and their West Omaha campus. Their new expansion will now provide a wide variety of services to help more families in need. We got a sneak peek on the inside of their new and improved facility. In addition to its food pantry, there's now a disaster response center. It aims to provide all the important things families need should they lose their home in a crisis. The nonprofit CEO says she saw that need firsthand 2 years ago in the aftermath of the Elkhorn tornado.
We had to quickly makeshift something that worked. Now we have a permanent center. So what that means is when families are impacted by natural disasters, they have a place to come to get brand new essentials for their temporary housing needs. And then as they transition to permanent housing, it also means we have the space to do disaster case management on site with those families.
The tornado hit as the nonprofit was working on these improvements. They had to pause work to respond to that immediate need. And there's another way that Heartland Hope Mission is helping families, and we'll show you that in our next half hour. For now, reporting live in West Omaha, Ron Johnson, First Alert 6.